So this week at work, I had the opportunity to meet with 18 business owners. We were laying out the plans for 2014. The intention behind the plans was to create a scalable format, a blueprint, for want of a better expression, against which to build the operating processes and procedures, the things that make a business work, those gears on how to find customers, how to engage them in sales, how to fulfill your promises, and most importantly, how to retain them. And the big question, of course, is, well, what informs that blueprint? It's essential, because otherwise, what are you building, and what guides the building activities that you as a leader in the business ought to be performing? And of course, it all centers around positioning, and positioning needed further definition, and it's something that should be revisited frequently. If you try and be all things to all people, you'll end up being nothing to anybody. So what that means is decide who it is that you wish to serve. And the way you organize that is by making some commitments to identifying clients that exist in organized groups or segments, per se. It's ideal to try and find a significant segment, a significant group of people, because if you get the formula right in how you market to them, how you sell to them, how you onboard them, fulfill your promises, and how you retain them, that formula per se, which can be constructed through the business model, can then be accelerated into that segment to grow your share of market and make for a very simple but yet very, very profitable business. So positioning is where it all begins and ends. And in that process, how do you know if you've understood the segment that you choose to serve well enough? There are a couple of things that would indicate whether you do or don't. The first thing, you can define what the segment looks like. And of course, there are demographics, and you can give a shape to it. You can define them in terms of industry, in terms of size, in terms of location. But more importantly than that, do you know what problem your product or service solves for them? Do you know how that problem that they have, that your product or service can solve for them, comes about? The cost of the problem, should it not be solved, and then given the product or service that you offer as a solution to their problem, the cost of that relative to the cost of the problem, in order to ensure that what you leave on the table is real value for them. That is 50% of what it takes to get positioning right. So think about all the customers you serve, organize them into segments, and then ask yourself those questions around what problem do they have that you through your product or service can solve, and to what extent do you understand how it originates, its cost, and the value that you leave behind. It's food for thought, and it is a truth teller as to whether you have positioned your business successfully or not. Until next week, have an entrepreneurial day.